Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Fraccing from Rhiannon McKinstry, and I hope I pronounced that right. This is an interesting tangle. Caught my eye as I was nosing around on tanglepatterns.com, and I thought, well, let's take a look. Now I'm doing a little border because this is one I don't think I want to take it all the way to the edge. It'd be a little easier having a border. But this would be a great fill-in tangle. I had to look at it a couple times because I'm like, wait, is this a grid pattern? No, it's not. So the way and the way I look at it, and if you go take a look at it as well, in the description section, click the link that starts with for more inspiration. Take a look at Rhiannon. Yeah, Rhiannon. Yeah. Boy, it's hard to say. I have a different name in my head, and I keep hesitating because I keep wanting to say something else. Take a look at the step out there, and you can decide as well. I'm seeing this as a big fill-in. So let's say this would be our string section. It doesn't have to be square. It can be whatever it is. And it's just a bunch of seed shapes or, C-shaped curve lines. All right, so we're going to start, pick a direction. We're going to go north-south, at least the way this is angled at the moment. And so curve line going one direction, curve line going the other direction. And if you read the description, the thought process, excuse my stuttering, the thought process behind this is we're dividing this space. Now we're going to divide these two spaces by opening up the space. And that's what the seed shape is opening up. So from here, middle-ish, of course, both sides. Then, and we're always turning, right? We're going, perpendicular to what we had. So now we're flipping it the other direction. And so now we have 4 spaces, and we're going to split those ones up. And I was finding that it's kind of a neat one to get lost in, because you're just subdividing and subdividing and subdividing, and of course, make sure to turn your tile so your hand is comfortable. All right, now, turn it, do it again. And so this could be interesting on something larger. That's why I need to go back and look again just to see how she did it. She might have done maybe 2, of these large ones. I don't know. That is also the fun of Zentangle, where you get to decide just how you want to do it. Because maybe you have an odd shape and you want to make this fit. Because I think like I said, I think it looks really neat. All right, do we stop here? No. One more time. Well, that's what I was also thinking. If you had a bigger space, you might be able to continue on. Maybe. I don't know. Because the last step is not the seed shape. So I take it back, because I did start this by saying it's all seed shapes or C-shaped curve lines. The very last step is not. But because it's this, same thing over and over again, that's what gives it that's what gives Zentangle its meditative or mindfulness properties, is something like this, where it's like you just don't have to think. You can just focus on each step, each section, and not thinking about anything else except for your next step or next stroke. All right. This is where she has a stop, and then I mean, honestly, you could stop right there, and that looks really, really neat as a background, or, you know, a fill-in. Then she has us putting a line, and I split, there's a couple of these steps I split up just for eyeball sake. And this was one, because we're going to do this in the opposite direction as well. But it's almost like a little grid behind everything that's there. And this, you know, so I'm trying to divide this space up into two. And I also, part of the reason that I decided to split up this step, so we're doing this first, is because, my opinion, when you hollow out underneath something, I find it much more easier. It's easier to do it in one thought process, like as I'm doing it right here. It's one line, but I'm, you know, yes, I'm breaking it up, but my thought is going along with it, and my eyeballs are going along with it. And while it's not necessarily perfect, my opinion is you get your best chance of making it look like a solid line underneath something if you do it that way. All right, and as I mentioned, we're going to do this the other direction. And like I said, and in half again. So I don't know this. Oh no, I think there is a tangle called halfsies, because it's like halfsies could have been a nice name for this one too, because everything is a half and a half and a half and a half. But it goes along with the story that she's talking about. Also, the other reason that I split this up, besides this, is because I'm like, what am I doing there? Am I making just a cross in each? And then, so it just took me, sometimes I'm slow, so just, you know, forgive me on that. So sometimes I have to look like 3 times at something, like, wait, what are we doing again? How did and I figure if I'm thinking that, maybe somebody else is as well, and I might as well. Now, this is very interesting. How to shade it exactly. Well, number one, you could shade around the whole perimeter, which I may just do. But the other thing, well, no, I don't know that I'd want to decorate that. You could, though. You could put orbs in all of that. That could actually look kind of interesting. So, of course, you can, you know, shade it, have as much fun with it as you want. Oh, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to put the little wispy lines, because I like doing that on the seed shape. So I'm going to start with the bigger ones. I'm going to go in order as I put them in, because maybe I don't want to put them in the little ones, you know, and then just kind of, oops, helps if I get both sides. Maybe I want to stop there or not. So that's why that's my thought process to why, you know, so I'm going to do it. I could have just done it, you know, all of them, but if I ended up not really liking it at some point, this is a great way to do it. And like, okay, well, I'll just stop there. And actually, I think that is kind of interesting. We show the bigger ones and then they have the smaller ones, because really, what do we have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, never mind. I had this thought, but I think I'm going to leave it at that. And then I'm going to shade around the whole perimeter. I was thinking to put graphite in, because you could, and do it the way I like to do seed shapes, which is to fill in the well, like I put the wispy lines. It looks really neat, and just depending, I might do that sometime. But I think this will be neat, and I haven't done this in a long time. We're just shading just the whole perimeter. Because sometimes that's just what you want. You just want something to fill in. And you don't necessarily want to, you know, just kind of do it, shade it a little bit, and go on to your next one. Oh, here's another thought. Because, I mean, this doesn't have a lot of contrast, which is kind of neat in and of itself. But you could decide to fill in one, you know, either one direction or, you know, one set or something. I don't know. But I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Well, and I hope you do too. If you did, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. In the description section, as I mentioned, you'll find links to the step outs. Then below that is my link tree. So if you do enjoy what my teaching, what I put out, would love to have you join me and my fellow Tangle addicts online to Tangle. We do that on Thursdays. It is free. It's an hour. We'll take a Tangle or two and just play with it. You never know what you're going to get when you come. Even my mom, who is my co-host, she doesn't know. Maybe once in a while I'll tell her, but sometimes I'm deciding at the last minute as well, seeing what inspires me. But we have a lot of fun. Come join us in the link tree. That's in the description section. You will find places where you can follow me for classes. My website link is there, so you can follow my blog. We have a Tangle Addicts community group on Facebook, and would love to have you join us. Once you click the link, you have to answer the 4 questions in order to gain entry. It just helps me know that real people are signing up. It's not just some, I don't know if they still have bots or, you know, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And just a lot of fun stuff on there. I just like to highlight those things. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.